Okay, so again, these first examples, they're the easy ones, kind of like what we did on this worksheet. You gotta get, when you're solving any equation, it's got an equal sign in it. If there's one letter, an X, it doesn't matter how many times it's listed in there, or like an A or a Y, whatever, you can solve it. You can figure out what that X would have to equal. And the way you do that is you get it by itself on one side or the other. So, since the 15 is here, the quickest thing to do would be to get rid of that minus 2x. So remember, when they're on opposite sides, you do the opposite. Now the reason I tell you that is because sometimes you have something like this. If you had this equation, first we would have to simplify this side. And you've got two terms there that are like terms, so you can combine them, right? Now here's what people do wrong, is they get that stuck in their mind. Since it's a plus 2, they subtract 2x to get rid of it, and then they do that there, and they get 3x.
I would just add them.
Right. When they're on the same side of the equal sign, you don't do the opposite. You only do the opposite when you're trying to get rid of it to the other side. When they're on the same side, you just do exactly what it says. 2 plus 5 is 7x. Plus 7 equals 7. And then you solve it. So here, since they're on opposite sides, you do the opposite. To get rid of it, it's a minus, so you add 2x, and it's gone. But whatever you do to one, you do the same exact thing to the other side. Drop the equal sign down, 15, and then the second step, divide by negative 5. Okay? So these aren't so tough? Okay. Usually it's just when we get to the fraction ones that people are kind of scared of. Like here. Here, what you got to do is simplify both sides. So you have to distribute this through. The negative 2 up against the parenthesis means take everything inside there times negative 2. So that would be negative 2x. Now, here's another thing that people get wrong. What should this be? Plus 10. Because a negative times a negative is a positive 10.
Put it to 5.
2 times 5. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times negative 1/2. What's half of 6? 3. So 6 times negative 1/2 is negative 3x. Now, once you get to this point, everyone knows what they're supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Get the x's on one side and the non-x's on the other. So, it doesn't matter which one I get rid of. I'm going to get this one over here. So since it's a minus, do the opposite, add it. Add it to the other x. And that just gives you 1x, or x. So then get the non-x's to the right side. It's a plus, so you minus it to get rid of it. 12 minus 10 is 2. Drop the equal sign down, and it's done. 2, 3. Okay. Now this is one. What would you do first to solve this? Add 4? It doesn't matter which one I do it. If I add 4x here to try and get it out of there, it cancels, right? What happens there?
Cancel.
That cancels. The x is canceled out completely. So what I'm left with is 3 equals negative 7.
That's it.
It's what?
That's it. Like
Just think.
No, you gotta
Try
have
it.
the X somewhere.
minus 3.
You have to have an X in somewhere.
Well, no, the x is canceled because if I add 4 to both sides, negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Negative 4x plus 4x is 0. So there's no more x's left. Just look at that and think.
Divide by
3.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
it.
said that.
So what is it? Someone must know.
3
That's what it is.
Yes.
Well, think about it. 3 equals negative 7.
negative
What do
7.
you want us to say? Do you divide 3 by negative 7
No.
or negative 7?
Is that the answer?
No.
Then why did you?
I could get these on the same side if I wanted to. If I wanted to get this
Negative 21.
over here, it's a minus, so I'd add 7, right? Add 7, and I'd get 10
That's exactly what I
equals what's left here.
0.
Okay, so there again.
It's
Whichever-
never ending. But it
But if you did the other way, then it'd be.
negative.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You're,
You need an
It
X.
makes perfect sense.
Why do you do that?
Why does 10 equal 0? That doesn't make sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because 10 can't equal 0.
Because
It's
10 does not equal 0. 3 does not equal negative 7.
So you just leave it how it is?
Well, not really.
Do you switch it around?
No.
It does. It makes perfect sense.
I
Just take the
start
0
plus
and
7
equals away
on
and
the
it's
first.
good.
No?
That equals x.
This is a certain type of equation.
Take the numbers first instead of the x's.
No.
Please don't
Okay.
put the 0 in there. It's not. It's not.
No.
worth anything.
I don't know.
No one knows?
0 x's.
No,
Oh,
add
just
3,
add the
add
4x.
negative 7.
Add the 4x. Just add them.
No, but
Together.
they're gone.
Whatever happens, the x's are going to cancel out. So does 3 equal negative 7?
No.
No. So what that means is there is no solution to this equation.
So
You
that's
can't
what
put, yep, there's no solution.
So
Because no matter what I put in for x, just pick any number you want.
11
If I put 7 in
11.
here, 7 in for x, 3 minus 4 times 7 is 28. 3 minus 28 is negative 25. 4 times 7 is 28. Negative 7 take away 28 is negative 35. No matter what I put in for x, they'll never be equal to each other. Because this and this are not equal.
Okay.
So this is the type of equation where there's no solution. Because it can't ever equal each other.
It's a lot of cool.
Okay?
That's not good.
So if the x's ever cancel, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be no solution, or I think the next one is the other one. Yep. If we solve this, we got to multiply the 4 through. So this just stays the same, 6x plus 4. 4 times 3 halves. You can just go 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6x. 4 times 1 is 4. So now if you get the 6's together, if I move this over there, I'd have to subtract it. And they cancel, and you're left with 4 equals 4.
minus
Does 4 equal 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
could get 0 equals
Yep.
So what this means then is every number works. No matter what you put in for x, it's going to be equal on each side. If I put 5 in here and 5 in here, I'll get the same thing on each side. If you would have noticed right here, look at the left side and look at the right side.
It's the same.
They're the same. If you get exactly the same thing, that means every possible number works. So what you put for that then, instead of no solutions, you put
Every solution.
many solutions.
Would every solution work?
Every solution would work too. Now, in the book, what they'll put is infinitely many solutions, because infinite means they go on forever. You don't need to write all that. You can just write many solutions for these and no solutions for the other ones.
Are we just doing something?
Yeah. So on this one, if you solve this, if I got this 3x and tried to move it over to this one, it's a plus, so I'd minus it, and they'd cancel. You're left with negative 5 equals 7. Does negative 5 equal 7?
No.
So this one is no solution.
No. So are we just doing like no solutions or?
Yeah, there's gonna be some like regular solutions, but.
Many solutions.
So on this one, if we distribute it through, 1/4 of 8 is 2. 1 times 8 is 8, divided by 4 is 2x. 1/4 of 12 is 3. 1 times 12 divided by 4 is 3. equals 2x minus 3. Now, if you're, just take a second to look at this,
They're the same thing.
they're the same thing on each side. So what's gonna happen is if I get rid of this 2x and do the same thing there, they cancel.
-3 equals -3.
So when the x's cancel, if what's left is true, what is the answer?
Any solution?
Many solutions. When the x's cancel and what's left is not true, it's no solution.
No, no.
My leg won't click out of this for some reason.
Okay? Areas. Do you remember how to find area of a circle?
A little bit.
These are so easy.
What's the
Diameter times radius.
Shut up.
Fight me.
No.
Shut up.
It's like the no.
Oh,
It's like the
radius
circumference.
Times radius.
What?
Circumference.
No.
2 pi r.
Close. Circumference is 2 pi r.
R times 2.
Remember, what's area always labeled?
Squared.
Squared. So how do you find area?
Oh, it's like
Squared.
Huh? Close.
pi r squared.
Pi r squared.
R.
Pi times the radius squared. So the circles are identical. What's the area of each circle? This one's a little tougher to do. This one's a little easier to do.
because it's 2, not.
This radius is 2x, right?
Yeah.
So in order to find this area, we would take pi times 2x squared. And it's going to equal this one, which is pi times x plus 2 squared.
Can I reach it?
Okay, now, this one is Algebra 1 stuff.
Oh no.
Okay? So,
Yes.
oops, the 2 should be squared. So, this side would be pi 2x squared is 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. Now, this is tricky. A lot of times people see this and they think it's just x squared plus 4.
No, it'd be.
Now, remember when you square something, it means take it times itself, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, x plus 2 times x plus 2. This is a distributive property, except instead of just one thing in front of it, it's got 2 things.
Wouldn't it be 2x plus 4?
So, what you do is you take this times both of them, and then this times both of them. So x times x is,
2x.
no,
Just kidding.
I don't.
x plus x is 2x's. What's x times x?
X.
Positive x.
X times x is
X.
Square.
x squared.
Aw.
So that would be x squared.
I'm sorry we're not
X
smart
times
as
2
you, Gavin.
is 2x's.
Why don't you say it earlier? Huh?
Plus 4.
2 times x is another 2x, and 2 times 2 is a positive 4.
We don't have any questions, right?
No, we won't have any like this. I'm just showing it to you.
Okay.
So we have pi times 4x squared equals, here you gotta take everything times pi.
Oh boy.
Pi x squared plus 2 pi x,
We have to do this.
or I mean 4, sorry, plus 4 pi.
Okay.
So, here, I could move this over here. It's 1 pi x squared, so when I subtract it, subtract 1 pi x squared, and you'd have 3 pi x squared.
I don't like this.
No, this one's really tough.
So
4 pi x plus 4 pi. We'll just stop there because what you gotta do now is called factoring. Which, again, you don't learn until next year.
We have to learn it. We have to learn this next year.
Huh?
Why are we doing it now?
Just to show you what you got to look forward to in
So we have to do
algebra.
this next year.
Yes.